Amen. Pablo bindini ne kwere no galaga. Pablo bifaz ni kenando kwa. Amen.
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụnụ ka Chineke dị ike niile gọzie ụnụ nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ. Ekpere a bịara gị site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnodi, ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwotu Mmadụka Close, Umuru Nnodi, 081-4982-8254. Ebona the FM, 24 hours of informative, educative, and scared stop on Ebona the 103.5 FM. News updates on Ebona, the 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles, 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebona, the FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/FM. Good evening and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update today, Wednesday, the 11th day of October 2023, and the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Efanshuku Ekeze is my name. The headlines. Celibacy of the Catholic priest is a no-go area. Anambra Catholic priest declares. Imo governorship. Labour Party cautions against undermining Obi's directive on Ashono. Ebonyi government begins a free transportation service for workers, students. Israel issues warning to Egypt. We will bomb trucks heading to Gaza with aid. Now, details. The celibacy of the Catholic priest is a no-go area. Anambra Catholic priest declares. The tradition of clerical continence developed into a practice of clerical celibacy, ordaining only unmarried men from the 11th century onward among the Latin Church Catholics, and became a formal part of canon law in 1917. This law of clerical celibacy does not apply to Eastern Catholics, but applies to Nigerian Catholics. Reasons for the decision of the Catholic Church to stop Reverend Fathers from getting married in 1917 is basically a matter of concentration and to avoid distractions from the family life of the priest. That decision of the Catholic Church is now being contended by Pope Francis as he hints on putting it to a stop. Pope Francis has said he can foresee abolishing compulsory celibacy for priests. There is no contradiction in the fact that a priest can marry, said the Pope, who for years has been repeatedly asked by various quarters to lift or relax celibacy requirements for priests. Parish priest of St. Anthony Catholic Church, Enugu, explains why the topic is a no-go area. Here is a report. The political life of Catholic priests can be very difficult, most especially in the cases where the priest will have to move from a particular parish where he resides to another parish to continue with another missionary work. That's why Pope Francis, in a meeting he held with leadership of the Catholic Church, to decide if the church will begin to bless unions at St. Peter's in Rome. In the meeting, Pope Francis and the leadership of the church also deliberated on the issues of the celibacy of the Catholic priests to see if they will be allowed to be married as priests. The parish priest of St. Anthony Catholic Church Enugu, who believes that the issues of celibacy of Catholic priests is a no-go area.
The problem I had the history. Only the issue of na Catholic priest aka ha na mụ kedu ebe o bidoro o nwere ebe o bidoro and ebe ahụ o bidoro mana ka anyị ghara ije ebe a na ọ ga-ezerute anya kama just ka nchịkọta ya ebe o bidoro ka akafada nwee ike ịdị free ịdị mma nkịta enwere m ike ịnọ kịta ababa ito ma kpọọ m si kọ ọ bụrụ na m nụrụ nwaanyị o nwere ike ọ gaghị ekwe ka m pụọ yes ọ gaghị ekwe ka m pụọ and another one ọ bụrụ naanị sedibesi bụ iwu ya iwu ji priest gịnị mere na anaghị ekwu about gịnị mere na anaghị ekwu okwu obedience and ọ bụrụ na mụ nwa kịta nwa abụnago dati poverty ọ ga-esi m ike maka mgbe m nwere ike na-enye ụmụ m anya mfụ na ha nwa anaghị eji akwa ọ na-achọ ịtụ ha n'ụgwọ akwụkwọ I might be tempted izuru ego ụka ka m nwee ike ite care of them. I don't know whether you're getting me. Obedience is the same thing. Bishop when you can say nkịta bịa father biko bịa achọ m ịfụ nwunye nwere ike sị m mba. I don't know whether you're getting me. So ihe ndị a niile ihe jikọta na chọọchị ihe na-atọ abụ iwu nya ihe a na-aṅụkọta ọnụ obedience celibacy and the poverty.
So at the end of this discussion now when it comes to this.
Mụnwa afọ ihe ọ bụkwa na ha nwa sizi ikele opinion as far as I'm concerned it is no go area. Onye chọrọ nọ you continue ọgwụgwọ n'ichi ga-eche ịchọzi resign ya even the pope nwekwara ike resign ma ọ chọọ of course na anaghị nwe nke a na-afọs afọ ịbanye onwe ya fọsịrị ịpụ onwe ha ga-afọsị.
Reverend Father Moses explains the difference between blessing and encouragement as the reasons of the contemplation of the blessings of the union of homosexuals and the lesbians by Pope Francis and the leadership of the church appears reasonable to some. Because the church believes that Christ came to save sinners and not to condemn.
Ngozi na ịkwado ihe agbabụghị ofu ihe ọ bụrụ na agọzi nwe na Jesu Kristo oge ọ na-ezipụ ndị ụmụazị ọ sị unu ọbụla unu pụtara nke Pope Francis na onwe ya ga-eji aka wee kọpụta ma ọ bụ odeligeti onye ga-agọpụta ya nọọ ihe a bụ mkpebi enwelụ so ụjọ aka kwesịrị
The new parish priest of St. Anthony Catholic Church Tinubu explains the challenges of moving from to another.
Ebe ahụ bụ ọ gụnyere ọkọtọ ihe ụfọdụ n'ime ya bụ ife onye ọbụla nsi okwu ebe eje ebe ọzọ nwere ike ịfụ iji maa onye ọbụla nwere ebe o si na-eje ebe ọzọ ị ga-ekwu n'okwu ịchịkọta ihe iji apụ ọbụna agọdo akwa ị ga-eyi wee pụ ị ga-ekwuru okwu ha ọzọ bụla ebe ahụ n'obodo maọbụ ndị maọbụ onye gị na ya nọgolu ihe dịka ofu afọ na-agba afọ na-atọ naturally ọ na-adịra enwe kind of attachment ya na mgbe a na-ekwuzi okwu na-eya ha ahapụ ndị a na-eje ebe ọzọ mgbe ụfọdụ ọbụna agodi gị nwa na-eje ịya nọ na mwute maka na ndị a adịgo ka nne gị ha adịgo ka ụmụ nwanne gị ọbụna agodi ndị na-ahapụkwa ha na onwe ha ọ na-adịwakwa n'ọnwụta ọzọ bụrụ na ndị na-eje okwu ya abụghọfa so ịmabụghọfa enwere ike a na-asị mba na ndị a na ha mee nke ha memere nke ọzọ mana ịmabụghọfa.
From St. Anthony Catholic Church Enugu, Martin Ifeanyichukwu Ekezie Button.
In other news, Imo governorship, Labour Party cautions against undermining Obi's directive. The Labour Party has said the Obidient family has only one candidate in the November 11 Imo state governorship election in Atan, Ashono, and that party members and loyalists should be mindful of the directive of the presidential candidate of the party, Mr. Peter Obi, and other party leaders to back him. The party said this on Tuesday in Abuja at a joint briefing by Prince Kennedy Ahanotu. Labour Party's National Youth Leader, Dr. Tanko Yunusa, Chief Spokesperson, Obi Jati Presidential Campaign Council, and Obiora Ifo, Labour Party's National Publicity Secretary. They noted that a few weeks ago, the Obidient family, led by its principal, Mr. Peter Obi, were in Owerri, Imo State capital, to flag off the governorship campaign of Senator Atan. We are not unmindful of the attempt by some politicians to push into the Obidient family and pursue an identity theft agenda. Ebonyi government begins a free transportation service for workers, students. The Ebonyi government has inaugurated its free transportation system for workers and students across the state to cushion the effect of subsidy removal by the federal government. Newsmen report that the 100-seater buses procured by the state governor, Mr. Francis Nwufuru, was to alleviate the sufferings of the residents in the state following the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government. Mr. Stanley Mbam, the State Commissioner for Works and Transport, said during the inauguration on Monday in Abakaliki that the buses, which were 4 in number, would go a long way in taking workers to their working places. According to Mbam, the buses will be conveying workers and students from Abakaliki to permanent sites of the State University, EFSU, Izambu, or Haukulo government area of the state free of charge. Others include Abakaliki Ipo, Abakaliki to Centenary City, New Government House, amongst others. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Israel issues warning to Egypt. We will bomb trucks heading to Gaza with aid. Israel has informed Egypt that it will bomb any potential truck columns heading from Egypt to Gaza with aid. News organization Israel 12 has reported that the country has warned Egypt not to send aid. If your truck bring in supplies, we will bomb the Gaza truck, they have reported the Israeli government as saying. Meanwhile, Hamas has just announced that they will strike the Israeli city of Ashkelon with a major rocket barrage later today. The terrorist group has warned the residents to leave their homes by 5 p.m. today if they want to be spared. Israel 12 has reported that following the warning to Egypt, 4 trucks and Egyptian goods that were supposed to enter the Gaza Strip withdrew from the Rafah crossing. This is where we draw the curtain on news update on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Celibacy of the Catholic priest is no-go area. Anambra Catholic priest declares. Imo governorship, Labour Party cautions against undermining Obi's directive on Ashono. Ebonyi government begins a free transportation service for workers, students. Israel issues warning to Egypt. We will bomb trucks heading to Gaza with aid. You just listened to news updates on Ebona, the 103.5 FM news, produced and read by Martin Ifeanyi Shuku Ekeze. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
mixlr.com/gistfm.
My better people, land again from the stables of Robin Fave Concept Limited, the real estate company will get you for mine. Robin Fave Concept Limited, my trusted name for real estate business. We don't sell many different estates.
Guys, like, subscribe, and share, right?
Let's Garden Estate.